And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here as we get ready for our 17th race of the season of the NNSCRA Hersheys Cup Series Season 3. We continue on the chase for the championship here in the Hersheys Cup Series, getting ready to complete our race weekend here at Arizona Speedway. 41 laps of racing here tonight. This one should be a good one. We had a pretty good race in the Almond Joy Series here yesterday, and this one should be no disappointment either. Last week at Phoenix, we saw J Fitzwater pick up his first win of the season and maybe put his name into the picture to be in the chase for the championship. We're going to have to see if the same can be said after tonight's race. Dylan Young lines up on the pole position. Dylan Young looking for his first win since Season 2 Homestead. Keep in mind that win at Homestead, though, came during the chase, so that win did not count toward his chase spot for him. So he's looking to find a way into what I believe would be his first chase for the championship here in the Hersheys Cup Series. Alongside of him, that's going to be I believe Z Flickinger ended up coming to Marina Circuit and Lime Rock last. And both of those races were during the chase. So again, winning during the chase, but wasn't enough to get him in the chase. So also looking for a chance to get into the chase season. Lined up in row 2, J Srigley for Srigley Motorsports. His teammate Emmanuel Hartnett right now has himself in a potential spot in the chase for the championship, but Srigley would love to join him. Benjamin Miles, his teammate K Llamas, won at Dover. He could potentially be in a chase spot, but Benjamin Miles has a victory lane yet this season, and Miles would love to be able to pick up a win here tonight at Arizona and maybe join his teammate in this season's chase for the championship. Let's keep in mind as well, Benjamin Miles last season was a 2-time winner, and in Hersheys Cup Series chases, Benjamin Miles has partaken in them. Thomas will complete the top 5, making it both drivers from NW Racing starting inside of the top 5 for this race. And it's time to get these cars rolling off here for their pace lap, and then we will put them under green, and we will go 41 laps. This race, not really as much of a topic as it really is in the Almond Joy Series. Cole Baker is still the points leader, so his win at Talladega right now holding strong for him to be in his first chase for the championship when the chase begins. He's got a 28-point advantage between himself and second in the standings, K Tellier, who also is in a very good spot with her Infineon race win. Then it's 58-point separation between Cole Baker and third in the points, which is outside pole sitter J Flickinger. L Alvarise is 4th in the points. M Haas, 2-time winner, is 5th in points. Emmanuel Hartnett, 6th. Baskinger, 7th. Blaine Keys, 8th. All of those drivers former winners this season. J Arndt, he's 9th, and J Fitzwater, after his win last week in Phoenix, has jumped up to the 10th position in innings. Up to this point, still the only driver outside of the top 30 in the points with a win this season is John Bunnell, our winner from Bermuda Triangle. Everybody is inside the top 30, so at this point their wins would count towards a chase spot. Here we go, though. Getting ready to go green. Dylan Young, J Flickinger will put us underway. Green flag's out. We're underway at Arizona, and I failed to mention, but I'm sure you know it by now. If you want to see the starting lineup for this race, look down in the description underneath this video. Dylan Young to the point. I was actually looking back, and ironically enough, Dylan Young's the last driver from Young Motorsports to go to victory lane in the history of that team, and that was the aforementioned Homestead Miami Speedway win that he had last season. JT Bryant hasn't found victory lane since he had 2 wins in Season 1. Levi McIntyre hasn't found victory lane since Las Vegas. That was race 3 of last year. As K Llamas looking on the inside of Dylan Young for the race lead. Looks like he might take it here off of turn 2. K Llamas trying to not only pick up a second win here this season, but have it be his first multiple win season, as up until this point, his win at Dover, he only had one other career victory. That was his rookie season, Season 1, and that was at M&M Super Speedway, which ironically enough was the last regular season race of Season 1. Dylan Young, K Batson, J Ciculli, 3 Ford Fusions running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, trying to reel in the current race leader, K Llamas. And I believe the caution flag may be out. I think I just saw the yellow lights on. Caution out here for the first time, and it happens on lap number 3. So as K Llamas will hit the line, and The yellow flag is indeed displayed. Let's take a look and see who was involved in this one. Oh my goodness, it was the outside pole sitter, Z Flickinger, third in the points. And last week's winner, J Fitzwater, involved as well. He moved up to 10th in points with his win, and he's involved in the first incident of the day. Daytona 500 winner S Gallighan has been collected. I don't know if anybody else back here might have been involved in that. Benjamin Miles started up towards the front of the field. He's drifted way back here. And you can see the skid marks there. It's like an incident out of turn 2 and making its way onto the back straightaway. There is Fitzwater, there is Flickinger. Gallighan's car, I think, had to teleport to pit road. And Flickinger comes into the attention of his pit crew, and it looks like they're calling it a day. Wow. Well, at least 3 drivers that we know of involved in this one. 2 of them former race winners this season. Fitzwater winning the most recent race, Gallighan winning the first race of the season in the Daytona 500. And J Flickinger, who's running well in points, third in the standings, was looking for a win. He's involved as well. So as K Llamas paces us under yellow, let's take a look at what put us under the caution for the first time here today at Arizona Speedway. Now let's see what happens here. Oh, whoa, there was some contact right there between Benjamin Miles and J Fitzwater. And then, oh, looks like N Hudson's actually going to run his fellow Brit up the racetrack, and oh man, that was actually on Hudson. Shoved Gallighan up in front of Flickinger. Everybody diving to the inside trying to avoid, and there you see Fitzwater, who had been involved with that little scuffle with Benjamin Miles earlier. Looks like they got into it again. Dougie Shears got involved. J Arndt was also involved in that. I don't know if necessarily Miles and Fitzwater hit the wall when the 2 of them hooked bumpers. Looked like they were still up to speed, so maybe they were able to get off each other, but boy, just not giving each other any room off turn 2, and ironically enough, the driver that caused the incident gets away scot-free, N Hudson, but another 7 or so drivers get some damage, and for 3 of them, some pretty extensive damage for Flickinger, Fitzwater, and Gallighan. That's what put us under the caution for the first time here tonight at Arizona. Green flag will come out next time by on lap 8 of 41. J Fitzwater has returned back to the racetrack, but he is off the lead lap. As far as the other drivers that were involved, both S Gallighan and J Flickinger have taken their cars behind the wall. Benjamin Miles, Davey Johnson, Dougie Shears, they all came to pit road, repaired their race cars, returned to the racetrack, and are still on the lead lap. K Llamas restarts as the leader. Dylan Young second, K Batson third. Fourth will be J Ciculli, with Carson Scott running in fifth. Sixth place is D Poteet. M Haas runs seventh. Eighth is K Mathews. Ninth, Anthony McCrury. And completing your top 10 is Brandon Gonzales. Out of that top 10, 3 of the drivers that are in that top 10 come into this race outside the top 30 in the point standings. Anthony McCrury, 32nd in points. Dylan Young running second. He's 34th in points. And running fifth right now, Carson Scott. He is 35th in points. And all 3 of those cars are chartered rides. Brandon Gonzales, going to be restarting in 10th, is in that coveted 30th position in the points. And Dylan Poteet, J Ciculli, 4th and 6th for this restart. They come in 28th and 29th in the points respectively. K Batson actually 27th in points. So a lot of drivers just around that cut line up here inside the top 10. K Llamas comes into this race 25th in the point standings. So not a super whole lot of breathing room for him as far as trying to stay inside the top 30 in points, so not surprised to be seeing him fighting as hard as he is to be out in front here, maybe pick up a second victory, join M Haas and K Mathews as a multiple-time winner this season, and maybe kind of take some pressure off, at least for the moment, and get him away from 30th in the standings. M Haas, 2-time winner, is 5th in points. K Mathews, 2-time winner, is 17th in points. So they've got a little bit of a gap between themselves. Well, more than a little as far as M Haas is concerned. back to 30th in the point standings. But keep in mind, for a lot of those drivers I was talking about, like McCrury, Dylan Young, Carson Scott, even if they don't win today, they want a good finish to get themselves either up above or at least close to that top 30 in points cut line, so that way in the next coming weeks, if they are able to find victory lane, then they're going to be able to say, oh, well, I'm inside the top 30 in the points now, so I can just try and run consistently and not really have to pressure myself to really good finishes. And K Llamas may have a challenge for the lead here. Dylan Young has found some speed, been able to reel K Llamas in as the battle is on for third behind them between Dylan Poteet and Carson Scott. Dylan Young, nice run there out of 2. Will he duck to the inside? Here he comes. Looking to the inside, maybe to make the move into 3. Not able to quite get there in time. Maybe get the run out of 4, we'll see. Looks like he's better on the exit of 2. K Llamas kind of keeps him at bay on the exit of 4. So let's see here through 1 and 2 if Dylan Young can close the gap up again. Drives it hard off the corner, gets to the rear, now may duck to the inside. He has a little bit of momentum, but maybe not enough to get to the left rear, and again has to ride in K Llamas' tire tracks. And as he's doing this, Dylan Poteet is starting to reel in these 2, so we could have a 3-man fight for the lead in just a moment. While the battle back there going on for 4th place, Anthony McCrury had it. He loses it now to Blaine Keys, and J Baskinger now moves by into 5th. Baskinger and Keys, former winners this season. Baskinger winning at Bristol Dirt, Keys winning at Gravity City Industrial Zone. Both trying to look for their 2nd wins of the season. As McCrury now drops back to 6th. Carson Scott's in 7th, and look at here, Stephen Pollard III, one of the go-or-go-home drivers that raced his way in via knockout qualifying. He's now up. He's just cracked the top 10. Jason Haywood, another of those drivers as well, is up there just outside the top 10. So good run there for SP3. You know, he's a go-or-go-homer this season, but let's not forget, Stephen Pollard III is a former winner in the Hersheys Cup Series back in Season 1 when he drove the number 32. Victory lane, if memory serves me correctly, at Texas Motor Speedway. He didn't make the chase as he did not make the top 30 in the points that year, but he is a former Hersheys Cup Series winner nonetheless. So he may be en route to maybe trying to fight his way up to the front, maybe pick up career win number 2. Meanwhile, K Llamas looking in his rearview mirror and seeing the Dylan and Dylan show. Dylan Poteet's been able to make his way around Dylan Young, now moves into the runner-up spot. Dylan Young back into 3rd now. And they may not want to look behind them because here comes a very fast-charging J Baskinger bringing Blaine Keys and Anthony McCrury along with him. So what was 2 cars battling turned into 3 cars battling, and it could very soon turn into 6 cars battling for the race lead. Llamas so far so good as far as holding all challenges at bay, as now Baskinger moves into 3rd, and here comes Poteet with thoughts for the lead. Looking to the inside, can he get to the left rear of K Llamas going into 1? He's not there, now he is! He's now to the inside, but K Llamas cuts him off using that diamond entry, and look at this, Poteet says, I'm not having any of it. He almost literally moved K Llamas out of the way to the high side. And here comes Blaine Keys now following in his tire tracks as we've got 6 drivers up here at the front battling for the race lead. 3 of them are former winners this season, 3 of them looking for victory lane for the first time this season. And new race leader, the 31 of Dylan Poteet for the first time today. That Dragon Ball Z Chevrolet SS out of Tweenix Racing. But now it's Blaine Keys on the hunt, trying to take the top position. And Keys going to drive it to the inside. Is he there? Yes, he is, alongside of Dylan Poteet, and really going to try and roll it through the center of the corner off of 4. Gets the run off the corner, clears Poteet, and now Blaine Keys will take the race lead. So it seemed like it was just a matter of moving K Llamas out of the way, and now everybody's getting a piece of the pie, being able to get up to the race lead. Llamas now trying to charge back. He gets back to the inside of Poteet, moves into second, and now he'll set his sights on the U.S. Army Chevrolet once again. Well, he's not quite clear on Poteet, still side by side for that spot. And look at there, we've got a couple more drivers up here in the picture now. M Haas and K Mathews, a couple of two-time winners, looking for an unprecedented third win of the season. They're trying to Charles Sanford it. Charles Sanford last season had 3 wins, including a season sweep at Talladega Superspeedway. K Mathews and M Haas trying to tie him for the most wins in a single season. I don't think anybody's ever going to be able to beat the NNSCRA record held by John Cittadino back in, I think it was season 5 of the Snickers Cup Series, when John Cittadino went to victory lane an unprecedented 5 times in a single season. That, of course, was a championship season for him as well. As M Haas now moves his way up into the second position, K Mathews into third, as they'll now set their sights on Blaine Keys. Blaine Keys coming into this race 8th in the point standings. And if he can go to victory lane, I think that would put him second highest of two-time winners in points. M Haas came into this race 5th in points. Mathews came into this race 17th in points. These drivers have also not come to pit lane yet, and I know that they made it all the way, the full 27 laps in the Ullman Joy Series race here yesterday, but I don't know. Add an extra 14 laps on the grid, and does that mean that these drivers at some point would have to make green flag pit stops in the Hersheys Cup Series race? As Zachary Fitzwater, damaged off the pace and off the lead lap, has now been encountered by Blaine Keys, and whoa, looked like he was trying to play a little defense there for his teammate J Baskinger. Blaine Keys having none of it, just moved him out of the way. And there you see Baskinger gonna use his teammate as a pick to take the second position away from M Haas. K Mathews will follow behind as well. And take a look at Jason Haywood. What a great run there for the 72. Stephen Pollard III still there as well. Both these drivers up inside the top 10. And don't forget, these guys started outside the top 35 because they were in 36th and 42nd for the start of this race. Oh, man! Leaning on M Haas is Jason Haywood. We nearly had ourselves a wreck there in the turn 1 area. Meanwhile, move up towards the front of the field. Jake Baskinger now into second, K Mathews into third, trying to reel in Blaine Keys for the race lead. Baskinger, a former chaser in season 2. Blaine Keys, a former chaser back in season 1. Baskinger visibly closing the gap between himself and Keys. Both these drivers former winners this season, and both would love to be able to become a 2-time winner this season. Remember, 2 wins all but guarantees you a spot in the chase for the championship, especially with the season beginning its wind-down period, the regular season that is. And Baskinger, he may be able to make the move here into 1. Yes, he's going to. Dives it to the inside. Can he get to the left rear? Drives it in hard in the middle of the corner. He's alongside, and they will race straight away. Well, I thought they were going to, but Baskinger got a good enough run off the corner to be able to clear for the race lead. So Jake Baskinger out in front now. Baskinger came into this race 7th in the point standings in our Bristol Dirt race winner. And you got to think, if he can pick up a second win here, think of the confidence it's going to be heading into our second dirt, well, actually a third dirt race of the season next week at Springfield Mile. He's already got 1 dirt win under his belt. The only other driver to win at dirt this season, Emmanuel Hartnett at Eldora. Kyle Mathews back there, lying in wait. You got to think that he'd love to be able to go to victory lane for a 3rd time this season and make it back-to-back seasons that a Retro Racing Enterprises car has gone to victory lane 3 times. Matter of fact, though, Kyle Mathews would actually sit atop a historical stat on his own. He would be the first driver to get 3 wins in the quickest amount of time. It took Charles Sanford 35 races to get 3 wins last season. Kyle Mathews could make it 17 races to get 3 wins if he can close the deal in this one. But the caution flag is out for the 2nd time here today, and this could change everything. Yellow flag waving for the 2nd time tonight. on lap 28. And it looks like an incident in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Some skid marks up by the safer barrier in the middle of those two corners. And this will bunch everyone back up, and now it could be anybody's game. And more than likely we will be restarting with less than 10 to go. Let's see if any pit stops will take place here under this caution. There's K Batson. Hood's all crunched up on that car. He may have been the reason for this yellow. I don't know for certain. Tough break there for him. He actually qualified pretty well for this race. And it looks like they are indicating they may be coming to pit road. Could this be a money stop that could determine the winner of this race? Baskinger leads them all down. Nobody is staying out. Can't say I blame him. As Baskinger will hit pit road, and it's time to go to our pit lane camera and see who's going to win this battle off the pit lane. Baskinger's got one of those early pit stalls so they can get in, get it done, and then just concentrate with leaving pit road. It looks like Baskinger's down and away. Is anybody going to be able to beat the 59 off the pit lane? Anthony McCrury did. Lane Keys comes out second. Baskinger comes out in third. Pollard's going to be fourth. Then it's Poteet, Mathews, Haywood, Llamas, Matt Haas, and Dallas McIntyre. There's contact there between Joshua Ciculli and Benjamin Miles on pit road. But Anthony McCrury, they rolled the dice, played out some pit strategy, and McCrury is going to be the race leader when we go back green. Saw some damage on the 1 of Trent Dunham. There's also damage on the 15 of Tim Walsh. Got to wonder if maybe they were involved in whatever this was. K Batson had damage, and so does Emmanuel Hartnett. So let's take a look and see what put us under this caution for the second time here tonight at Arizona. Now, here's what brought out the caution flag. This is going into turn 1. This was a battle for around the 22nd position. K Batson, Brandon Gonzales, and Sanford gets right up to Batson's right rear, and Batson's car sliding up. And you got to think with older tires, it was harder for him to keep his line, but that's what happened right there. Sanford just wrong place, wrong time, and Batson couldn't keep his car straight. Slid up into Charles Sanford, and both of them going to go up and get the outside retaining wall pretty hard. Again, like I said this entire race weekend, it's a wonder we do not have worse multi-car wrecks. That's the second time we've had a 2-car incident in the turn 1, turn 2 area, and somehow the cars have managed to stay right up against the wall, allowing safe passage for the other drivers to the inside line. Tough break there for both of these drivers, though. Who knows what could have happened in the closing stages of this race. Maybe some pit strategy could have worked out their way or something, but Batson and Sanford getting damaged here after they bring out our second caution of the day. We're going to restart with less than 10 to go. Anthony McCrury is the race leader. Let's go back to live action now. Now, McCrury is the race leader, but I just looked back at the pit stops to watch McCrury coming off pit road, and I want to take a good gander here at the right side of his machine, and it looks like he is okay. But he did have some contact with the 11 of James Richardson leaving his pit stall, so didn't know if that might affect him or not. Doesn't look like there's any visible damage. So McCrury is the race leader, trying to pick up his first win of the season. He did win the Sprint Unlimited earlier on this at the very beginning of the year, but that's obviously not a points race. And both of his teammates, both of his charter teammates, that is, Cole Baker and Sean Gallighan, have found victory lane this season. So McCrury leads, Blaine Keys is second, Baskinger third, Stephen Pollard the third is up in fourth, fifth for Dylan Poteet, Mathews, Haywood is seventh, eighth place is Cody Llamas, Matt Haas ninth, and Dallas McIntire, a winner from Texas, is now up here in the picture, as he will restart in the 10th position. After what we saw, looks like K Batson taking his car behind the wall. Zachary Fitzwater is now 2 laps down to the leaders, and James Richardson, remember that contact I said he had with Anthony McCrury? Apparently they spent a little bit longer in their pit stall, and they are now a lap down to the race leaders as well. Green flag about to come back out with 9 laps to go. Blaine Keys trying to get the jump on the high side on Anthony McCrury. McCrury battled back low. Wow, Keys getting a nice run there off the corner, though. I didn't think that any damage was visible on him, but maybe it is. Keys putting up a good fight in the outside line, and now McCrury's coming to pit road. Now McCrury is coming to pit lane. Oh man, I don't know what's wrong with the 61, but he's coming to pit road. It looked like Michael Norman and Zachary Fitzwater are coming too. I don't know what's up with the car. Our winner from Charlotte. But whatever the case, they're not going to be winning this race. And that turns the race lead over to Blaine Keys. Dylan Poteet now into second. Third place is Baskinger with Mathews up to fourth. And Blaine Keys back where he has been for a good portion of this race. But he may not want to look in his rearview mirror because you got Dylan Poteet and then you got J Baskinger, who was the driver to get by Blaine Keys just before that last caution came out. Only thing is, though, Baskinger's car seems to be better on the long runs, and we restarted with 9 laps to go. It will be a total of 6 laps to go when they hit the line this time. So can Baskinger's car come in time to be able to get up there and get the race lead? Dylan Poteet, though, he has reeled in Blaine Keys for the race lead. Question is, can he do anything with Blaine Keys? Can he make the move here on the back straightaway heading into 3? He may have to make it pretty soon because Kyle Mathews, he's trying to get around Jake Baskinger for third, and if he gets a good enough run, he could be up here in this picture and take away Dylan Poteet's concentration of trying to get by Blaine Keys for the race lead. 5 laps to go here at Arizona. Mathews moves to third, Haywood into fourth, Pollard into fifth. Could Haywood or Pollard pull off a John Bunnell for Bermuda and pick up the win as a non-chartered ride? Poteet still seeming content to ride behind Blaine Keys. He may not want to do that for very much longer. Kyle Mathews is now in third and starting to close quickly. Poteet peeks to the inside. He gets alongside. He's at the left rear. Side by side going into 1. Poteet, Keys for the lead into turn 1 at Arizona. And Poteet clears very quickly before they even exit turn number 2. New race leader, Dylan Poteet. Kyle Mathews is now into the picture. Look how quickly he caught up to the 8 car. So if Poteet had not made the move then, more than likely he wouldn't have been able to make the move. Mathews would have been able to then reel the both of them in, and then it may have been very different. 3 laps to go. Dylan Poteet showing the way. Keys in second. Third place is Mathews. Fourth is Haywood. JT Bryant from out of nowhere. He's now looking for 4th place on Haywood. Where the heck that 22 car come from? And his teammate Levi McIntyre is now up in 9th. The Young Motorsports cars coming to the front in the closing stages. But are they too late? 2 laps to go this time. Blaine Keys maybe looking to the inside, heading into 1 here as he gets to the back bumper of Dylan Poteet. Slower car ahead. That's Charles Sanford. Sanford on the bottom of the racetrack. Will he hold up Blaine Keys or will he hold up Dylan Poteet? JT Bryant into the mix. Here comes JT. JT goes to second. Poteet and Haywood getting held up by Charles Sanford. Keys to the lead. JT second. Third, Kyle Mathews. JT Bryant looking to the inside, coming out of 4 as the white flags displayed. JT Bryant to the bottom. JT Bryant to the lead, heading into 1. Another slower car. That's Fitzwater. And JT Bryant getting held up behind him. Blaine Keys may try and make a move here. Here comes Kyle Mathews. Mathews trying to get to the inside, maybe go into 3. Bryant clears for the spot again. Mathews on his back bumper. Out of turn 4. Can Mathews get to the inside of JT Bryant? Cautions out. Doesn't matter. JT Bryant is going to win here tonight at Arizona. He was 5th with 5 laps to go and fought his way up to the race lead and the win. Career win number 3 for JT Bryant. First win since season 1 for the 22 team. And JT Bryant gets the first win of the season for Young Motorsports in an unbelievable last couple of laps here at Arizona. JT Bryant came into today's race 26th in the point standings. And this win could put him very much so into the hunt to be in his second Hersheys Cup Series chase for the championship. There's Joshua Michaels on the apron. Looked like that was Jeremy Jones in the 7 also. They may have been the reason the caution flag came out, but the caution came out after the white flag had been displayed, so it did not matter in the outcome of this race. Bryant, first win of the season. Kyle Mathews almost picked up win number 3 as he'll finish in second. Matt Haas finishes in third, so great runs for the couple of multiple race winners there. Stephen Pollard the third, what a great run for that go-homer in fourth place. And Levi McIntyre, both he and his teammate JT Bryant coming from out of nowhere. Bryant gets the win and McIntyre gets a top 5 finish in 5th. Baskinger will finish in 6th. Blaine Keys gets 7th. Great run for another go-homer in Jason Haywood getting 8th. 9th place for Dallas McIntosh and Dylan Poteet, who got held up behind Charles Sanford. He'll have to settle for the 10th position. That may have been the win completely taken out of his grasp. Carson Scott, great run for him in 11th. Chris Dodd finishes in 12th. Dylan Young in 13th, so all 3 of the Young Motorsports cars finish in the top 15. Elijah Gilbert, nice run for that driver there, and I believe only his second start of the season. I think his first start was at Eldora. He'll get 14th. 15th place will be Nathan Hudson. The rest of the top 20, Joshua Ciculli, Brandon Gonzales, L Alvarise, C Llamas, and Kev Shearer. And you go down, Isaac Canepa finishes 21st, 22nd for second in the standings, K Tellier. Daniel Voyles gets 23rd, Jeremy Jones 24th. Points leader coming into this race, Cole Baker finishes 25th, Srigley finishes 26th, J Arndt 27th, Dougie Shears in 28th, Jessica Shelton 29th. Joshua Michaels finishes the day in 30th, Emmanuel Hartnett 31st, 32nd place for Trent Dunham, and Benjamin Miles finishes out the day in the 33rd position. Those were the cars to finish this race on the lead lap. Finishing 1 lap down was Anthony McCrury in 34th, 35th for Tim Walsh, 36th for Michael Norman, James Richardson 37th, Charles Sanford in 38th. And then 4 laps down, that was Zachary Fitzwater. He finished the race, but off the lead lap in 39th after a trip to victory lane last week. Keith Batson finished out of the race in 40th, and also out of the race were the cars of Z Flickinger and S Gallighan. They get credited for 41st and 42nd. So JT Bryant may very well put himself in the picture for the championship chase this season with his win here tonight at Arizona. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race. If you did, be sure to give us a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. We've shown you your full finish results. Up next are your point standings as both the Almond Joy Series and Hersheys Cup Series, I should say, head to Springfield Mile next week. Dirt track racing comes back. We've run at Bristol Dirt. Great race there. We've run at Eldora in the Mud Summer Classic. We had an unbelievable race there. Don't expect any less from Springfield Mile. Thanks all for tuning in. I've been Seth Cole. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing